Hello and welcome to the Empire Build Academy. My name's Fabian and today we're looking at the top 15 questions every new player asks on Evony, with things like how to increase march size and who are the champions. So yeah, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fabian. If you haven't seen this channel before, I do guides and tips on various games. Currently I'm concentrating on the Evony game, and we will be looking at the top 15 questions, as I mentioned, that every new player asks. Firstly, I will mention that this will be placed on my website, the Empire Build Academy website, which is www.empirebuildacademy.com, and this will be found in the Tiba blog section, and it will be under the Evony the King's Return. Let's get back to this particular video, and we will be looking at this on Evony via the PC, so this may look a little bit different to how you've got it, but let's get straight into it with question 1. How to teleport to the Alliance. It sounds really simple, it sounds really easy, but if you've never done it before, you're just not going to know. So there are a couple of ways we can teleport to the Alliance. The first one is the Alliance tab on the right hand side, little blue and white shield. We could click on that, we could go to the Alliance building, and then you can see the Alliance cities there, and if you wanted to then just click on the coordinates there next to the magnifying glass, this will take you there. Alternatively, there is another way. We can look at the world map. Let's just come back out of that again, and that's that world map down there with a couple of green icons on it as well. Click on that and you should see where all of your Alliance members are. So you can see all my Alliance members here are all in green. So if I was to click on that right there, it's also going to take me to roughly where the Alliance is. Quickly, just want to mention as well, there are two ways that we can move. We can either move here with a teleport, which then you just got to find a space, or you may find that in your inventory, so if we click onto there, click onto items, click on the treasure chest at the end, scroll all the way down, and then you've got this one here, which is City Teleporter. That teleports you to a random location, not that one. It's this one with that little icon of the Alliance again, called the Alliance Teleporter, and if you was to use that, you would then move to a random location within the Alliance territory. So that's how to move to the Alliance territory. Let's go back to this now, and let's go into question 2, which is how to increase march size. Going back across to the game, this is a question that I see frequently asked, especially at the beginning, because your march size is so small. Obviously we can increase that via research in here, and we can go into military. If we go down to coordination, you can see there that if you was to click on that, you could increase the march size there. So that's one way we can do it. Most common way, certainly at the beginning, is via your rally spot, which is this icon here with the red and white banner that you can see floating. Click onto that, and once we upgrade this, this will also increase the march size as well. So if I go back into that and I click on detail, you would be able to see the march size increases as you go forward, and of course the higher you go, the more you will have. You will also find that you can increase it via generals and your monarch. So if you go to monarch, top left hand corner here, and then all you need to do is go to the third one on the left hand side, so it's this bottom one here, and click on that, and you will also see that you can increase your march size capacity via this. And as I mentioned with generals, some generals do come with a march size buff. So going into generals, we can click on the different ones we've got. Let's click on King Arthur, and he increases the march size by 15% when the general is leading the army. And then finally, another way we can increase the march size is via generals. Clicking on a general, and you've got these 3 plus icons at the bottom where we can add skill books. I don't have one to show you as an example, but also you would find the skill book march size in there as well. So that is how to increase your march size. Let's go back and now have a look at question 3. What should I research at the beginning? Now this is one of those that everything needs researching at the beginning, but some of the most important things that we can be looking at is let's just click into the research tab here, and we've got the advancement at the beginning, and this is something that I would certainly be working your way down. We can get construction speed increased there, which is obviously very important for doing all the different buildings, and the quicker that you've got that done, the less speed ups you're going to be using for that. and also exactly the same on the research as well. And increasing the speed of the research technologies is something else that you could be looking at. Of course, we can also increase the production and things like that. That's why the advancement is very good. Another thing that we can also look at is the military. Defense can hold off for now. You're not really going to be being attacked by anyone, especially if you're in a no attack policy NAP server. So going into the military side of things, another thing you may want to unlock pretty quickly is the March slot. Very useful for joining rallies and also sending out troops to gather. So that's something else that I would also say is good. And Alliance help time, increasing how much time is received every time an Alliance member clicks on help is also going to be useful. And that's, I'd say, would be it. Like I said, I'd be definitely concentrating on this advancement first. Also as well, you can have a look in military. You can also have a look at the increase on the march speed to monsters, which you will find very, very useful. You will find when you are joining rallies by bigger members, you will find that the return, you will find that the journey is very, very quick because it's the big leader that's set the rally. But on the return, you will be coming back slowly. So increasing the march speed to monsters is something else I would absolutely do at the beginning. And I haven't got one on the go. And that's what I'll actually do right now. So that's there for that. So that's what I'd research at the beginning. Question 4. Who are the champions and where are they? It's not a Queen reference. It's not a Queen song. We do actually also have champions here on this game. And if you look at your keep here and then you click on the heart icon at the top, this is where you will see all your different champions. You can see that we've got them all there. And if we had a look at champion skill, so you can also see that we get different buffs here. So I've already done the reinforcement capacity one there. The next one I'd be unlocking is the level 2. You do this by greeting your champions every day, which you get 10 free every single day. And then you also are able to click on the champion as well, and you can then interact with the champion 15 times, and you do that daily. Make sure to do that daily. And then lastly, we've got the loyalty part over here in the little heart icon, where you will find you've got some relevant presents, the golden ones being the better ones, that you can also give to your champion. So that's the champions and where to find them. The first one, Helen, unlocks at, I believe, keep 11. If I've got that wrong, please do mention in the comments. Do correct me. I believe it's keep 11. So going back across to this and having a look at the next question and sticking with the champions, another question that is frequently asked is how to unlock other champions. So let's go back again over to the game. Let's this time click on the heart icon, which you can find by clicking. The heart icon is not there. Click on the keep and you will find it in there. So to unlock other champions, you need to go in here and you can see that we've got an unlock button that is grayed out. Now we collect flowers along the way that are given through various different methods, and then there will be an event every so often. Can't say exactly how often it is, but if someone else can answer that in the comments, please do. But you use these flowers to unlock them when there is an event placed by Evony and collecting the various amounts for each one. I think it's 400 when the event comes on. When the event comes on, it's 400. And yeah, so that's how you unlock them. So that's something that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of progress is needed before you're able to do that. But that's how you would unlock further champions. They also do release, normally alongside the event, a champion that will be at a reduction. So normally half, normally 200 of these bouquets or flowers required. And you would be able to get that champion a lot quicker. But that normally involves, again, purchasing maybe a pack or two around the event. But it's definitely event specific, and it's one of those that comes along so every so often, and you need the flower stroke bouquets to unlock that champion. Let's go back over to the next question, and this is an interesting one, this one. Should I attack other players on the server? Now, my immediate answer is no, and the reason I say that is because Evony is 100%, in my opinion, is a server versus server game. So when we go back into the world, I did show this on another video, you may have seen this before, but when I click on the world map and then I click on server list down here in the bottom left, which looks like that globe icon down there, you can see there's lots and lots of other servers, and you will be belong to the one server. So I belong to 1986, which is this one here with the green charm above the castle, and we will in the end, not straight away, it's normally 60, 90 days further forward, but you will eventually be attacking these other kingdoms, 1967, 1965. It's completely random who they pair you against, and that's what you will be preparing for. So when it comes to attacking other players, you're really sabotaging your kingdom becoming a very powerful kingdom. Because in the ideal world, your kingdom, everyone would be growing, everyone would be doing the same thing, all in preparation for when that server versus server comes around. And normally it's a 2-week cycle, so you'd have these events going on for 2 weeks leading up to that 3 days server event. And yeah, so when it comes to attacking other people, I would be saying no. I don't think it's wise to do. What you want to be doing is keeping your resources and all your items, allowing you to grow, and doing that without destroying other alliances and other castles. Obviously, that's not always the way it goes. It really depends on the kingdom you're in. This particular kingdom that I'm in, ranking, and if we go into alliance power ranking, you can see that we've got 2 very big alliances, then we've got a medium-sized one down there, and then we start to drop down a few in sizes. Really, there should be 3 maximum, maybe 4 at the beginning, of alliances with all the biggest players, all hitting the biggest monsters that they can, that you're getting involved with, that you're joining their rallies, and just concentrating on growing and only growing. The attacking part of things comes against other servers. When you are on server versus server, attacking other players from other servers, that's where the attacking should be taking place. Of course, you can try a few things out in terms of testing your buffs, and the best way to do that is looking for someone who is not in an alliance. So this person here, level 14, and if I clicked on that person, I could go and scout that person. I could go and see what they've got going on. It looks like that this person is no longer playing the game. So if I wanted to test out my buffs and see where I am in terms of my attacking strategy, that's what I could do. I could go and attack a keep that isn't in an alliance and looks like they're not playing anymore. So that's my belief. That's what I believe should happen. I believe you should be in a no attack policy, nap server, with everyone trying to grow, ready for that server versus server that will be coming up. Okay, so that's that question. Next question, what are subordinate cities on Evony? Very, very good question, very, very common question, and I can show you that now. So subordinate cities are something that unlocks at a certain keep. Again, can't remember exactly what level, might be level 10, I'm not 100% sure. But you can see that I've got a subordinate city that is relevant to my keep, so that is something that will never disappear. That will stay with me all the way through. But you can also see that I can occupy a different subordinate city as well. And what you will find is that at the beginning, there will be a lot of easy subordinate cities that you can go and occupy. So we've got green, blue, purple, gold. Gold ones being something that only the top players normally win. But 6 months, 12 months down the line, you will start to build yourself up a decent amount of purple ones. There are different ones. I'm just going to have a look for one. So this is a green one over here. You can see that no one has it. NPC, subordinate city. And if I was to attack that, I would not only win the subordinate city, but I'd also unlock the relevant general that comes with it. And obviously this one comes with a green general, not great, and that's why they aren't always the best. But you can see as well the buffs that it comes with. So this one has a subordinate city troop training speed of 120%. We've got some gold production speed in there, research speed 6%, and then training and tactics training and the death into survival rate. Now the different ones, this one is America. If you go and look at the different ones that you can get, so you can see all the different ones in here. So we've got Europe, we've got China, we've got Japan, Korea, America, Russia, Arabia. The most common ones are Russia, because the buffs for that is for defense. So you can see it's in-city troop attack 10%, which is very useful. So building yourself up, especially if you're going to be a trap keep, or if you're going to be someone that is looking to defend in the game, which obviously a lot of free-to-play do, then having a lot of Russias would be the ideal scenario. So this one here is 10%. You can see that is for epic. And then we go down to legendary, excellent, uncommon, and common. And the common one would obviously have lower buffs than obviously the golden one substantially. So this one is 2%. But again, if we go back, you can have a look at America. You can see that they are different things in terms of what they give, and it's entirely up to you what you would want to do. Just going to go back to Japan because that's an attacking one. So you can see a lot of people certainly go after these ones, and I'm not sure. Just going to have a quick look because it might be too early for my server to see if this event is going on right now. So just bear with me 1 second, and we are going to go down. I think it's too early. Okay, so normally what comes alongside these things is an event where you can put in your tickets that you earn to try and win these every couple of weeks. So every 2-3 weeks you would be able to go and try and win these things. So as I said, unfortunately I can't show you what that looks like in here because it's too early on the game for me. But yeah, so it's not available in there, but every so often you would use the subordinate city clues, I think they're called, and you would be able to use them to try and win different subordinate cities as you go along. But you're really unsure as to what that is. There will definitely be someone in your kingdom, in your server, that would be able to help you with that. Okay, so next question, and this one is, now this is I do see this so many times, and I've actually got examples actually. Why do I get so many friend requests at the beginning? And I will tell you straight away. Let me go into my friend requests. So you see I've got 10 friend requests. Normally, 9 times out of 10, it's someone who wants to scam you, someone who wants to offer you a pack, someone who wants you to click on links. And the way you notice the real ones versus the ones that are looking to scam you in some kind of way, and I've seen lots of different examples of people scamming, so you really do need to be aware of these. But the way to look is the monarch is always normally level 1, they're always normally low power, and they have no interest in playing the game. They're just looking to get you approved, and as soon as you approve, so if I approve this one here, this person would message me straight away. Oh, I can get you cheap packs. Oh, I can do this for you. Oh, I can do that for you. Don't do it. It's normally a bad experience in whatever it is they're looking to do. So, and of course you do need to keep a lookout for the real ones. Do I think Dale's real? Again, the power's too low. You shouldn't be only 22,900 at this stage of the game, which we're about, I think, 10 days into it. There would be no reason to be that power. I am 1.9 million. I'm doing it pure free to play, and that's easy to get to. So this person is not playing the game. This person's not playing, unlikely to be playing, but you would get an idea, you would get a feel. They would normally change their monarch name. They would normally be of a higher power. They'd normally be in an alliance, and the rule of thumb is normally 90% of the time they're just fake requests getting ready to send you a message in some way for a scam. You can see also as well, I had a few here, and these people here, I'm not doing anything with these. I'm a little bit unsure. Obviously you can add them just to find out, but very quickly, if they'd started messaging me asking me about packs, I'd delete them straight away. I'd probably block them as well, and that is for the friend requests that you get. Okay, question 8. So hitting monsters for rewards. Let's go and have a look at this. And this is where you can, for an example, we'll look at this one here, and I could attack this. And because I haven't attacked it first, I could get first down rewards, which you get on every monster, boss monster, that you hit for the very first time. And this goes for the smaller ones. Just go back, I don't know why it took me all the way over there. This goes for the smaller ones as well as the boss monsters as well. So if I click on that magnifying glass, all these boss monsters, the Cerberus, Night Bayard, Witches, all of them, when you've hit them for the first time, you will get an additional bonus of a few rewards, normally a few bit of resources and things like that, especially on the boss monsters. Personally, the solo attack monsters are not great in terms of first down rewards, but if you've got stamina to kill and there are no rallies running, that might be something that you would consider doing. Now onto the bosses and the rallies, that actually brings us on to the next question, which is, what should I use my stamina on? This one's quite simple. I would be using it on, let me just show you that again, I would be using it on boss monsters that are being killed by bigger alliance members in your alliance. So for example, this one here is a 68.2 million power monster, a junior Cerberus, that our alliance member Sakra is hitting, and I've joined that because I would never be able to kill this. I'm too far away from having the power to be able to do that. But Sakra can join their rally, one troop, just join with one troop. You don't need to join with more than that. And then you would get the rewards. And if we just go and click on that junior Cerberus, you can see here the rewards that we would get. These are the possible items to drop. You can also see winning odds of me fighting it on my own is extremely low. It's not extremely low, it's impossible. I'm not going to kill it. So that's what I would be doing. I would be joining this rally by Sakra using my stamina there. And that's the best thing that you can do with this, is use it doing that. So that's that question. Getting through these questions quite quick. Okay. So the next question is, when is the first SVS or PV battle? A common question, especially if you're in a NAP server and there's nothing going on. I think it's around the 2 months, 3 months mark. I think it's 60 days. It could be 90. I'm not 100% sure. Try to do a little bit of digging to find out. And that seemed to be the general idea of around when SVS or PvP battles start. There may be someone out there who just knows the answer. If you do, please whack it in the comments. Let us all know what that is. But it's definitely around the 60 to 90 day mark. So 2 months of building yourself and your keep up as much as you can in preparation for that first battle. So you can see here, I'm level 12. I will be building all of this up. I will be doing all the research that I talked about earlier. I'll be doing my construction, building a few troops. With that first server versus server, it's normally quite difficult to get involved, especially if you're not paying much in regards to packs. But yeah, so yeah, 60 to 90 days, I believe, is when that starts. Going back across to this, what are the daily achievement rewards? Now, let's go back again to the game. This time we will go back to the home screen, come in here, and then we have what is the tavern, with a little treasure chest going above it as well, and that is your daily reward. So, clicking onto this, there is a set amount of tasks, reset every single day, that once you do them, you will get these rewards here, but also unlock different chests once you've got so many points. So for gather 300,000 resources from outside the city, I will get 4 stars that will go into this, that will push me towards the required 50 stars for the next chest. And you work your way across until you've completed them all. And if you do all the tasks that are on this list daily, you will unlock all these different additional rewards that are in the different chests. And it's definitely worth doing. I literally do just the minimum. So if it's 150 traps, I build 150 traps. If it's attack monsters, that should take care of itself, being involved in rallies. Donate 50,000 resources to the Alliance. Again, I will do the bare minimum. I wouldn't go above that. Cultivate General for 2 times. So you can go in there. I'm not going to explain how to do each one. It'll make the video too long. Maybe I'll do a quick video on that another time. But it's pretty easy. And when you click on go, it normally takes you to what you've got to do. Just like that. Okay, so the next question is, how many troops should I build? And this one is very broad in the answer, because it really does depend on what you're doing and how you're playing the game from the very beginning. If you are someone that is only going to be free to play, that is going to be looking to build a defense keep and joining certain rallies, the answer is minimal. You really don't need to do much. So in regards to that, I'd probably just be building what is the requirement in the activity on this. So train 500 troops in the main city. That's probably what I'd do. When it comes to building troops as well, I would always say, when going in this, all these different tiers, when you get to the end game and you have become a defense keep, you would want 10,000 of every single layer of every single troop type to be having the perfect layers. So as long as you don't go above that and you continue to do that as you go along daily in here, so I could go in here, I could say, okay then, say this was already 10,000, I might come out of this and then go into the archers. I haven't built the 10,000, so I will do that instead. From a small perspective, from a free-to-play perspective, minimal. Now, if you are Sakura, that we've seen earlier, who is hitting the big monsters, they're going to be building the maximum amount of troops, especially when it comes to the mounted and using that for the monsters. They would be looking to obviously build that troop count up so they've got a big march size so they can kill them, and also they're likely to be involved in server versus server from the very beginning, so they might be building those layers a lot quicker, as well as building PvP marches for the different troop types. So that would be the answer there. If you are someone who is free to play, minimal, do what's the minimum required. But if you are someone that is a Sakura that's going to be doing all the big attacking from the very beginning on your kingdom, you would be looking to build more. We've only got 2 left now. This one is, how can I see my resources? Now this is very, very simple, but as I said, we've all got to start somewhere, and sometimes we just don't know the answer. So you can see on my one, it might look different on the mobile phone. I've got them towards the top here with the different ones, so I've got 51 million, and if you click into that, it will tell you what your safe resource capacity is, as well as if we went down here as well, you can also get some safe resources. So this safe food, if I was to use this safe food, that wouldn't be able to be plundered. No one would be able to plunder that. But if I was using these normal ones, that would. So that would be your safe resource capacity, and in there, nothing would be being used. On this side here, the gathering warehouse that stores, that is plunderable. So that means someone can come and attack you and take your resources. I actually scouted someone earlier, and if we just have a look at a scout report on this one here, you can see that in store they've got 15.8, 15.9, 16.7, 19.9, but look at the plunderable of each one. That means this person can lose all of these resources to someone that attacks. At the beginning, if you was to attack, it would take quite a while to plunder all of this because of march size and various other things. But if you are someone big like Sakura, Sakura might consider going and hitting this person over and over and over again and plundering all of these resources. So when you are looking at your resources, you want to make sure that you have the bare minimum. My safe resource capacity is 27 million. I have 51 million. That means 24 million is plunderable by someone attacking me. So in that respect, I would be keeping a shield on. I would be looking to spend it straight away. This has actually come from first down monster rewards, and that's the reason why that's so high, is because some of those have been 4 million at a time of different resources. So that's all built up, and obviously my buildings are not of a standard where I'm using all that straight away. So the thing I would personally do, although I'm not too concerned at the moment because we seem to be in a nap server, I would be looking to put on a shield to protect that if that was the case. And the last question we're going to have a look at here is, what is refining on weapons? And go back to this now and having a look at this. Refining on weapons is, let's go to a general. I'll go to my King Arthur because I threw a few things on there. And these are the different weapons that we have. Won't talk too much about weapons as this one is a refine question. But you can see in here, when I go and click on this, you can see an option down here. You can upgrade the stars to 5 stars, but you can also see the refine option down here. And if I was to refine this particular one, I would be able to get different buffs that would be attached to that weapon, which in turn would be attached to that general. With the refine, you get different colours of this, so it can go, let's go back into this here. You can see the attribute will turn to purple when it reaches 50 to 69%, turn to orange when it reaches 70 to 84%, and turn to gold when it reaches 85% or more. So once you've done that, you can see all the different refines on there. If I was to do that, it would cost me 5 refine stones, so these are the stones here, cost me this amount of gold, and if I do that, just as an example for this, you can see what has popped up there at the bottom under new. So the original, it was this. This is now the new. Let's cancel that because I want to show you another example. So when you click on the padlock next to this, you can see that the refine there now costs gems. It says 0, but the reason that's 0 is because we're in the Blessing of Palace event, which gives you some free champ blessings. But if I was to continue down all the way, you can see that the more I put the gold padlock on, the more gems that is required to do that as well. So that is something to be aware of. Don't be throwing all these golds on there, and especially at the beginning. This particular item, this purple item, I put a few refines on, but that was mainly just to go and hit a few monsters and get a few rewards. Nothing more. I'm not going crazy on it. I'm saving my refine stones for when I get the better gear, which comes much further in the game. And when I say much further in the game, I'm talking 2 months down the line. So the refines, yes, you can do it. I'll be doing it at a very minimal spend, because really these particular items here you are not going to be using further down the line. Of course, you need to obviously up level some of these for doing the various challenges that it gives you at the beginning. So these kind of challenges over here, and then this one as well. So you do need to obviously up level as and when you can, but again, keep it minimal. Don't do too much on it. That is everything for these 15 questions every new player asks on Evony. I'm sure there are a ton more questions that people would like to ask. I actually went into this kingdom that I'm doing at the moment, which is a brand new one. I was just looking for the kind of questions people ask, and that's the video that I decided to do. So if there is more questions, then please do put it in the comments. Let people hopefully respond to you to get you the answer there. We can use this particular video as something where people can ask those newbie questions, those questions from the beginning, especially if you're someone who's never played the game before, and let's get them questions answered. So that is the end of this video. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in another one real soon.